to watch all the moves. They're not hard to find. Strong arm tactics so loud, only themselves in mind. Every player has dreams of making Orca fame. They'll live on in the minds of those who get in their way. Orcas all say, don't come for me. Mid-merge boots, they're so vain. As we set up the podcast webcam, the pod is here to talk Orca game. Orca King CK with delusions of fame. In this LRG world, he's the apex predator. Dani and Jules in tow, always ready to go. Now it's time for the show. They're the apex predators.
Oh, hello and welcome to the Orca podcast. It's me, it's Dani. I'm starting the show today because CK will be a little bit late and is just running behind. So you get me, but I'm not going to ramble as long as he does. I'm going to bring in my lovely, lovely co-host Jules to join me and to get into all things Canberra and the finale. Jules.
Hello, we don't need him anyway.
Nah. We could do this ourselves. It's fine. We're going to do this. We've done this before. We're doing it again. This is probably one of my favorite episodes of Canberra this season. I enjoy that there's a lot to unpack. There's a lot of moving parts to this. The ending could have gone any which way. Yeah, one of the more exciting episodes of Canberra this season. I'm happy for everybody involved, and we'll get into the winner and all those sorts of things. But we are going to actually start our podcast with an interview. Our fourth place, Robbed Goddess. Janine is here with us today, Fallen Angel. We have the blowhole. I'm going to play it because Sika will be cranky if I don't. So let me see if this works. It works! I'm so excited.
The AI thing that he made, I don't know.
We're going to bring her in. Here she is, Janine. Yay! Thank you for coming and joining the Off-Brand podcast. We know you've talked all your game on Monday with the backbenchers, but we're a little more fun and we want to get into it and talk to you about it. So
no worries.
So what you obviously got the call to come back. How did you feel about
it? Great. Interesting. It was when I got the call to come back. Originally, it was going to be my daughter and I who was going to come back as mother and daughter in the comeback thing. And actually thinking back now, I think that would have put more of a target on us. We would have been voted out quite early. But
yeah, absolutely.
I think my daughter decided not to do it. So I left it up to her if she wanted to come back or not. And she hummed and hawed. And yeah, she couldn't really commit to it because, well, other things were going on and she was trying to fall pregnant and things like that. And I thought, well, you know what? So she declined it. So I still thought, okay, I'll still have a go. I wanted to redeem myself. So, yeah, it was fun to get the call back. Yeah, I'm glad to have played it again.
Sometime too. Did you have any concerns going into it? Any were you stressed or worried? As kind of what were your thoughts when you're coming back in? As a two-time player, your whole brain is just different the second time around.
Yeah. I must admit, I came back in second time round more prepared. So the first time round, I hadn't really watched many of apart from the American Survivor and Australian Survivor, I hadn't watched any of the Melbourne Survivor, the Backyard Survivor. I hadn't watched any of those before at all. So when I'd finished the one and what have you. For months afterwards, I went back for all of them and watched them all. It's like, okay, now I've got a bit more of an understanding of it. And yeah, so a lot more prepared.
Yeah. Amazing.
And then you get there and you see Aston and you see Rose. What
Yes.
was the feeling of seeing those two there? Were you expecting
Oh
to see
no.
them?
Well, yeah, and then there was Simon too. So I knew Simon. He was in my daughter's series as
Oh, of
well.
course.
So, and I was sort of crossing. I was hoping to be on the same team as Simon, but we weren't. And yeah, to see Aston and Rose, and there was no hard feelings between Rose and I from like it was years ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was good to see some familiar faces there, and yeah, new people there as well, which made friends with. So it was good.
Yeah.
So you hit the map. You're looking around. First thoughts. Walk me through it.
Well, first thoughts is when you actually arrive on the day, they put you in a little room and you're not allowed to talk to anyone. You're not allowed to know who's there. No one, we're in this guide hall thing and it's interesting. So I'm listening out, listening to hear of any voices that I can, remind me of who they are and thing. And then I think I ducked my head over the thing and I saw Simon. I thought, oh, good. And then I heard Aston as well. So, yeah, they kept you all isolated because you weren't allowed to talk to anyone. And, but no, it went off well. Yes.
That's
So
interesting.
it was
Like,
good. Sorry.
yeah,
No, you're
it's funny that like even like you're encapsulated like in a room because I know that like when I've started games and when we started Uncharted Waters, we weren't allowed to talk to each other, but we were all relatively in the same area. So you're kind of like making eye contact with people, trying to vibe from eye contact. So that's really interesting.
Yes, you're right, because on season 1, when we first arrived, I think I arrived about 20 minutes earlier because it was out at Paddy's Corner. It's a reserve section way out of Canberra. So I sort of allowed enough time to get there. But when we arrived, there wasn't that many people. So one person arrived, and then we're all just standing around in a circle introducing ourselves. So we sort of got to, on the first season, got to meet each other. And then 2 people went up and said, oh, come have a look at my swag. And then they went off and and I'm thinking, what are they doing? I'm thinking, stupid, they're making an alliance type thing, even before the game even started. So I think Daniel picked up on that type of thing. So that's why they've kept everyone away from each other and made it all for the telly.
Do you think it's also because you were returnees too? Because like you guys got brought in separately from everybody else in the beginning.
Yeah, so as the start, so they did the start where they had, what was it, 11 players or something, and then he goes to Liv, oh, hang on a minute, we're short players, and then they brought the returnees in.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they did it that way. Yeah.
What was that
Which
like
is
walking in with the
quite different.
returnees and having that target put on you immediately?
Look, to me, in my mind, a returnee is not a target. I don't think it is. I actually don't even think we have that much an advantage over a newbie type thing. I mean, they've got just amount of same experience as watching the shows and things like that as well, what we have. So I didn't think being a returnee was a target, but obviously it is, and they label us as a target. But yeah.
I think you hit the nail on the head. It's a label. It's nothing else than a reason to point fingers at you guys and be like, let's get these people out. But you're right, especially since you're all pre-mergers, like the advantage you have is it's maybe there a little bit, but probably not as much as they thought.
Not really. Yeah. I mean, it's not like we're experienced and things like, well, I'm not anyway. Let's put it out there. Aston may be experienced and things like that, but
he
no,
went one
not
round
me.
further than you the first time. Let's be real.
Sorry?
He only went one round further than you the first time.
Oh, yes, I know.
So,
True. Yes.
And what were your first impressions of your tribe?
Good. I made friends with Maddie more or less straight away. They all seemed very nice. I had Aston in my side as well, and Bree. They were all very friendly. But very soon in the picture, a group sort of formed straight away. And you could tell alliances were being made straight away. After we'd done the first challenge, where the eating challenge and the puzzle challenge and the triangle one, that one, yeah. So you could see that the alliances were being formed. Yeah. And you can tell that by people walking off. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you sort of had to scramble and make alliances and.
Well, it's really interesting because, like, in your confessionals very early in the game, you talk about the clickiness and the claw people, and that you're not a part of it, and you weren't a fan.
Yeah.
So, what was that like? Look on the outside looking in.
Well, it was interesting because in a lot of my confessionals, I kept on saying the word big four, and unfortunately, my mic played up a bit, so you didn't actually get a lot of my confessionals. Because the recording didn't work and what have you. And I'd always said the big four, we've got to hit the big four. And the big four consisted of, it was then it was Bree. Bree was always a big player right from the start. So was Aston, so was Jordan, and so was Mars.
Yep.
So you had 4 of those people that would run off and do things together straight away. Yeah, it was very clicky. Yes. I mean, I did have alliance with Mark, Maddie, right at the start as well. And I didn't know Mark lied to me. He admitted, and I wasn't aware of this, he admitted that he was, what was it back then? I think 54. He said he was the same age as me, and he wasn't. He was older, and he was an ex-policeman, and I didn't know any of that. He was just lying from the start. I didn't lie.
Yeah, and you get that from his like Meet the Cast video. He was very unsure about how his background would relate to people, and he was conscious of his age, so he knew going in that he was immediately going to lie.
Yeah. He was former AFP, wasn't he? Police, AFP, federal. Yeah. Not that I think that's got a big advantage, but anyway.
I guess it's just what people then, like, the expectation that what that brings with it, like the fact that you read people well, you can lie really well, you've investigated people, like it becomes threatening before it's even a thing. Like if you hear that background, like when we played Uncharted Waters, Jules was a detective at the time, and I thought that was really cool. And she kept trying to play it down. And I was just like, "No, she's this cop, and she does this, and she does that." She's like, "Shut up!"
I'm there, like, just downplaying it, and Dani's like, "No, tell them." I'm like, "Shut the fuck up."
No, you want to downplay it. I understand downplaying it too. You just don't want to become a target. Yeah.
What was it about Mark that drew you to him as an alliance?
Oh, no, just that he was a new face, and he wasn't one of the main 4 that went off to be in a little group type thing. So the people left behind. So, and got along quite well with him. So,
No, I mean, the big 4 are big players, right? They're those 4.
And they were a big player. They were a big player, the 4 of them. They were a strong 4 for a long while until it sort of cracked a bit when Jordan got voted out. That's why I was more than happy. Not I love Jordan, but I was more than happy when Anthea and Nat and the Blue team was when we had merged to say let's get Jordan, and that's definitely we I think Maddie decided with me as well that we'll vote with them to start pulling the big 4 apart. Basically,
I mean, you guys essentially became a swing votes in that situation.
Yeah.
So
exactly right.
That's a lot of power in being a swing.
Yes. But it's interesting because when Jordan got moved out, then Will sort of moved in as his replacement. So you still had the big 4 going on. So Will had his connections already with the Bree, Mars, all of them. He just slotted right in. So
But then it becomes cross-tribal big 4, right? It's not like a core 4 original Reds. It becomes more fluid. While he slots in, it's still like it makes the game a little more fluid. It just becomes a different looking 4.
True. Yeah. And they would have been a strong 4.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I want to talk about the double tribal because I think you played that so well, taking the totem and then just choosing to, I'm not going to play it at the first one. It's going to seem like, walk me through that decision.
Okay, so I mean, basically, I had no choice to take the totem for the desperation station because realistically, if I hadn't, my name would have been so up there for the next vote out. I really thought that was the next vote out for me, or it was going to be Maddie. So I was going to take that for the desperation. I wasn't the first one that done the desperation station. Okay, unfortunately, I didn't pass. But not that I know. They don't tell you at the time if you got it right or not. But I knew in my head I didn't get it right. Because they tell you later on. But when they were saying that it's double tribal, so I had to sort of think about it. I thought, right, they're going to think that I'm going to play this on the first round. So they're not going to vote my name on the first round. They're all going to vote my name on the second round. So I thought, right, well, I've got to go back in there a lot confident. I had to really think about it. I've got to go in there confident, even though people are whispering in my ears. I think Maddie's saying vote for this and Aston saying vote for this. And I thought, no, I'm going to sit to my guns and be confident as if I got it right. And and I played it the second round, which was great. I didn't get voted out, so I was happy with that. So yes, it was a good twist for me. That saved me.
Yeah,
or else I was gonzo.
Yeah, that's what we talked about a lot. Like, it doesn't actually matter if you got it right. Like, people aren't going to take that risk, especially in that kind of tribal where there's only a couple of people voting. Like, I certainly am not wasting a vote on someone who might be safe. So yeah, I think it was a brilliant play to save you from 2 tribals.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. It doesn't matter if you got it right or not. They're assuming that you have, so why waste it on me? That we might as well vote out someone else, and that's exactly what they did. So it was like, good. I was happy with that. It moved me further in, which was good. Yes.
Yeah, well, you got a lot further than that round.
Yeah. Yes. Sorry. And then after that, I basically decided, right, I've got to play under the radar. So I was ducking my head down all the time, not making myself too obvious. And then at the end, I'm planting the seed to say, listen, they're not going to vote for me. I'm your best bet to go to the final 3. Mm-hmm. And that's what I played with the Anthea, Nat, and Will. And that's what they kept on saying too. We're better off taking Janine along with us than keeping the 3 or 4 going. Yeah.
And what if they did take you? What's your pitch at final 3? Like, what does that look like? Because you've downplayed it for so long. You're like, take me. Like, who am I? I'm not anybody. How do you flip that then?
Look, I honestly thought to myself, with the people that was in the jury anyway, and then the alliances they had, okay, even if it was Bree, as Bree honestly said that she had alliance with most of the people that were in the jury. And I knew if it was Will did too. And I was thinking, it didn't really matter what I pitched type thing. I really didn't think I was going to get many votes. I might have got 1 or 2, maybe the honesty vote with Derek. But I didn't think, and I didn't think I played a well enough game as far as a social game type thing. I kept under the radar, a bit skillful, doing the desperation station, things like that. But I think maybe I haven't done enough of a social game. But look, I did try, so I did my best. So my pitch, I don't know.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. You did what you needed to do to get as far as you could.
True. Yes.
And you say that in this episode. You're like I got here. Like, if anyone tells me I'm not deserving, I'm here, and you're not.
Here.
Oh, so 100%. I'm very proud of making it to 4. I mean, people didn't believe that I made it before. My daughter never did either. My kids never believed I made it to 4. So I'm still in. And realistically, as I said, I thought I was going home lunchtime the first day. I didn't expect to be there the whole 2 days, and they were 2 full days.
Yeah.
Long time.
And I don't know about the final 4. You were pretty shocked that that the vote tied.
Oh, I was really shocked that it was tied, because I'd had the conversation with Nat, and I discussed it and I tried, and I thought I got through to Nat, and I thought Anthea had gotten through to Natalie too, right? To vote Will out, Will had the strongest chance of winning overall, purely because of the tribal council, right? The jury that we had. And, so I thought I was convinced Nat, and I knew I'd convinced Anthea. And then Nat had worried because then I talked to Anthea and we spoke too long, apparently, that I'd found out in the thing. I didn't think that was an issue. We were just having a chat, shooting the breeze, as Anthea said. And we'd both decided that we'll vote Will out. And we knew, and that way, if they did vote Will out, Anthea and Nat and myself, well, obviously all had a better chance of getting more votes if we eliminated Will. And lo and behold, so she wanted to make it interesting and talked to Will and said, we'll do Janine. And that way it's a draw to make the show interesting. And I'm saying, well, that might be interesting, but you sort of shot yourself in the foot with winning the game. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was good to do a tie and give Will a chance, but that was their chance to get rid of a strong player.
100%. 100%. Yeah. Look, it's definitely interesting to watch, and it makes for fun as a viewer.
Yeah, true.
But like in that situation, it doesn't help anybody else left there to give Will a chance to get back in. Right?
No.
He's been a threat the whole way along.
All the way.
A well-deserving winner. Like he had
well done.
Brilliant game. And that was the time. Because he could actively say, we don't know that we can beat this person.
Yeah. Well, exactly. And Anthea knew earlier on that she was not going to be winning against Will. Unfortunately, Nat always thought she had a better chance of winning against Will. And she'd said it a couple of times. Oh, no, I got a good chance against Will. I feel like saying, I don't think so. I really didn't. But I told her I couldn't see it. I just couldn't see it. And I thought, well, look. Yeah. And yet I didn't really know Will that well. Now, going back watching this season, I've gotten to learn about Will a lot better. So, yes, he did deserve to win. He made great connections. He was a beast in challenges too. He did well with the challenges as well, and his social games. So good on him. Unfortunately, he was injury prone, but I didn't see that side of it.
Now, if I remember correctly, I don't have it written down. You weren't one of the votes for Will. You were an Anthea vote on the jury.
Oh yes, I was Anthea. I think Derek and I voted for Anthea to win. And everybody else voted for Will.
Yes.
So why? Yeah. What was it about Anthea's final tribal that swayed you?
And it was interesting because all along I'd voted for Anthea 4 or 5 times before to go to leave, and then I hadn't made my decision because when I got voted out, we were back to the room. I had a short time to think of a question. Discussion, and then straight went back out again to do the questions. And I had to think about what I was going to ask. As I said, I was still a bit angry. Why Nat turned around and did that way, so that she lost my vote straight away for doing that. Anyway, and I actually thought that Anthea's pitch was stronger than Will's. I really did. Maybe the cancer story, I wasn't aware of that either as well. More of a mature lady. I thought she did a really good game, so she deserved my vote. So that's why I voted for Anthea. And I know Derek, I swear Derek did too.
Yeah,
Derek did too.
Yeah.
I would have had a hard time picking between the two of them.
Yeah,
Yeah. It was hard. And the thing is, I knew that everyone else was voting for Will.
Okay.
So it didn't really matter where I was going. I'm pretty sure because when I went back to the room, they had the whiteboard up. They had all things marked off and who they're voting for and this, and this. It's like, Will had had won it even before the questions were asked. I knew it. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But of course, Will, Anthea, and Nat didn't know that. This is the jury, people.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Interesting.
So that's what swayed me.
All right. Derek confirms. We confirm.
Oh, does he?
Yep.
You're right, Janine. I did vote. Yes. I think we were the two.
Yeah.
So yes. As I said, I was always voting for her to go, because I still thought Anthony was quite a strong player.
Yeah.
And I thought that she was the control center for that 3 of the blues, the Gula tribe. She was the president, eh? Do you know what I mean? And that's why I've always thought we need to get rid of her to then they could scramble and things like that. But anyway, she lasted all the way to the end. So well done. Well played.
Yeah, 100%. And we'll get into this as we
Yes.
get through the podcast. But like, I really feel if the cast had seen Anthea's game, if they knew what she had done in her previous game, if they understood it, where she fell down and how she improved, it may have made a really big difference.
True. Yeah.
But we'll get into that. We'll go.
Yeah, we're about to talk it all through.
We're about to talk about it all now. Thank you so much, Janine, for coming on. It was so lovely to see you. I feel very privileged to have you be a part of my draft. You were part of my draft.
Oh, wow.
My draft. Jules wanted you and
I'm sorry.
Tantrum when she stole you.
More so because I haven't seen your first season, so she was very annoyed I took you without knowing much about you. Also, thank you.
Well, you didn't miss much.
Thank you for being our people's champion. You are the reason
that
Canberra will now get orca drinks. So you were picked as the people's champion. So we will be back in Canberra at some point on CK's dime, $1,000 on the bar, ready to celebrate all things for you guys. So everybody, thank Janine for making Final Five, for making the finale. We're very happy with the people's champion. And thank you for backing up on our second podcast. I really appreciate you taking the time.
No worries at all. It was a pleasure. Thanks guys. Bye.
Bye. Oh, bless.
Lovely. I could have chatted with her for hours.
I know. Lots to talk about. But we have a big episode to get through.
We do.
Where do you want to start, babe?
I mean, let's go straight to Final Five challenge. Let's
all right.
Go from the beginning.
Okay.
So I like this challenge.
Mm-hmm.
I love the putting the jurors in order. I love the ropes course of it. Why do we need another idol at Final Five?
I had the same thought. I was like, why is there
an idol in play?
Yeah.
Do we need two at Final Five? Like, for me, the only time you should have more than one idol that late in the game is if they've both come from pre-merge and they're still there.
Yes.
I think post-merge, once you get down to one idol, that's all you should have. But that's just me.
No, I agree. I was like, we don't need this many idols. We still, at the point, we still had one left, and so we still had only the one left because we played one the prior, but there's still one in the game.
So they obviously were just
only 5 people. Now, like at Final Five vote, 3 people are immune.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, look, I probably would have loved it if Brie had found it.
This is true. This is true. If it broke the blues apart, 100%. Absolutely.
I love Will pointing out that like there was a few photos gone. He's like, so a few people have gone past this and have not seen it.
But I understand that in that situation, particularly at Final Five. It's just like you're just going because you're focused on the immunity necklace.
Yep.
You know, no one's thinking there's an immunity idol to be found at a fucking Final Five challenge. I don't see it either. I'm just like trying to focus on finishing first and getting it all correct.
It would have had to like smack me in the head for me to
100%. Like to just swing and knock me over. So like props to Will for finding it.
Yeah. And then we go on the reward, and did you catch? There was a little throwback to season 3. Anthea threw out a "What in the world?"
I did. I loved the message. I loved it. She said, "What in the world?" And I was like, "Yay!" I was like, Will won't know what the fuck she's talking about, but we love it.
She did that for us. She did that for us.
I was like, yeah. I was like watching it like to the side of things, and she said, "What in the world?" And I was like, "What in the world?" Yeah, I thought that was very good. Well done.
Yeah. And what do we think of him just giving her the idol?
But what else is he going to do?
Yeah.
Right? He's got immunity.
Yeah.
It has to be played at this. Yeah. Like the last time it can be given.
Yeah.
Unless he then makes us. The only other option is then like he splashes it and plays it for her at Tribal, which is not Will's type of play. It's not his type of play at all.
And I think it's stronger for him to get to the end and say, I found this, like have that as a reveal.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I would have been interested to hear when he talked about giving it to Anthea, like in his final tribal speech, saying the reason Anthea is here is because I gave her the idol.
Yeah.
Let's see. He very politely, I mean, when we'll get into final tribal, and I said this to you offline, he counted her at every point.
Yes.
Like not in a rough way. He was just like she made a point and he counted, and it was a great game of hockey between the two of them both, and that would have been a real selling point for him to have made, being like the only reason she's here. Well, the only reason she had the chance to then win immunity the next round and then to be here is because I gave her an idol that I found because of our relationship. We came here together. And she would not be sitting here being given the opportunity to get here if it was not for my good graces.
Mm-hmm. And we see Anthea have this moment of like, maybe I do something with it. Maybe I play it for Brie. But I think anything other than voting out Brie there is just, it's a silly move because Brie would have beaten everyone at the end. They needed to get her out.
Yeah, I would have loved to see a final tribal council with Brie, Anthea, and Will. I think that would have been a really interesting final tribal to be had.
Yeah.
It's a smart move, absolutely, to take her out here. If Anthea saves her and then they're at final tribal, she then gets grilled as to like, why did you do that? Like, why did you why?
Yeah.
You know
and maybe if say Janine had won the immunity challenge, like use it to say Brie to get Will out, I can see that.
Yeah.
But with Will immune, there's only one move to be made.
Yeah. And then she guarantees herself because then she's also very wary at that point of final five that yes, while Brie is the main target between them, there's nothing to stop Will, Janine, and Nat turning and looking at her as a returnee, the strongest returnee, right? Because at this point, everyone's taking Janine. Janine's getting to final three with whatever semblance of people are left at four. Janine's going to get there.
Mm-hmm.
And people have spoken about the whole way along. Like, yes, that's fine. Nobody's particularly worried about Janine at this point in time. Janine's not worried about Janine at this point in time. We just spoke to her. She didn't necessarily even think being there.
She just wanted to be there.
Yeah, she just wanted to be there. So I forgot what I was saying.
Yeah. No, I think we're on the same page with that. And one thing that, about going back to Will giving it to her, I think there's a chance that she gets a little bit paranoid at that vote of maybe Will's coming for me since I've just taken out Derek. Maybe I'm in trouble. He is telling her, not only like giving her safety, but just letting her know, hey, like, I'm not voting for you. Like, there'd be no point.
Yeah.
So yeah, very smart play by Will to give it to her. I don't think it mattered in the end, but yeah, just to at least make sure she doesn't get paranoid and do something else.
No, and I really love his emotional confessional.
Yeah,
that was just I was just like when he understood his backstory.
Or a later one when they were talking, and I think it was when she told him she was going to vote him out, and she talked about how hard it is being an older woman, and
I think that's what I'm convincing.
He is such a beautiful little soul.
I know, such a sweet soul, and he just took it. He was just like, I get it.
Yep,
I get it. And then super interesting, and we're jumping around, but like in all his scramble, there's nothing crazy about it. You know what I mean? He's just very level-headed, very calm about it. There's no like, if I'm in Will's situation and I'm at that point in time, I am freaking the fuck out.
Yep.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
He just turns his drive to the ground. I'm doing anything I can.
Yeah.
And if he'd done that, he would have sent himself out. But I think what he did, it was a master manipulation of Natalie. Just by because they had told her, yep, we're voting Will, and they had told Will, yeah, we're voting for you. But he made her think that there was a chance she was getting voted out. And that's what it was. I think there was an element of she thought she could beat him, but it was also, well, it could be me. We see in her voting confessional, it could be me. If it is, I'm okay with the game I play, whatever. He convinced her that there was a 50-50 chance of her going, so voting for Janine was the best option for her. And again, he didn't really talk about it in his final tribal, but that was a masterclass.
100%. Because and it wasn't even like he brought it up, right? Like she's like, oh, they've been talking a really long time. I wonder what they're talking about. All things. He was like, well, you know, it could be all sorts of things. Like, well,
they're
you know,
weighing up the options of which one of us they're going to vote for.
And then again, and he says at Final Trouble, he was like, they're still, yes, well, Anthony has the power and is immune. There's still 3. She's 1 vote. What else can we do here? Like, whereas most people will like lay down and like cop it, he was just like, and in the least contentious way possible, in pure Will style, even keeled, level headed, charming, like it was a masterclass. Absolutely.
Yeah, Derek seems to think that he gets an Orca nomination for that. I think he gets an anti-Orca. That was the least Orca thing I've ever seen.
Because it was not bullying. It was not bullying strategy. It was
no strong arming.
No, it was all. It was, and like, and we'll get it when we get to interview him at a later date. Like getting into like, obviously we know he's a Survivor fan. We find out obviously Michelle Fitzgerald's one of his favorite players, so we know that social strategy is his key. Like that's what he knows he needs to do. But it seems effortless.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I was like a lot of social players, you like see the struggle, you see the like, you know, while he just like, it didn't ever seem hard.
No. And I don't think there was, not that other people are fake, but there's a certain level of, you know, pretending to be interested in
100%.
someone's hobby that you don't actually care about. There's the effort there. I don't think any of that was fake. He's just a really nice guy.
Really good.
Everyone enjoyed.
Yeah. 100%. 100%. Right, and then we've done the final 5. We say goodbye to Brie. We'll be talking to her a little bit later. We'll talk to her at the end of the episode. Bless her, she's playing a netball game right now, which I was like, you know what, fair. Go get it, girlfriend.
I knew you'd be supportive of someone playing
I was just like, yeah, play your netball. Get on. I am still, the more seasons we cover, the more on it that I am that I need to create ALRG netball fundraiser in one state. Get all the netballers from across the community because there's plenty of it.
I'll bring the water bottles.
I'll find some referees. We'll do a fundraiser in some state.
I know the rules of netball. I just don't want to play. I'll hurt my ACL again.
Because I think it would just be so much fun, particularly because, I mean, if you're playing in LRG, you're competitive in some sort of space. I'll get it happening. It needs to happen. It does. It needs to happen.
Yeah.
When ALRG ramps back up for season 2, it will be a fundraiser. I will get on. We will make it happen. Whether it's a state of origin, because I know.
State of origin, that would be good.
So we do New South Wales versus Queensland, and then Melbourne goes into one state and Canberrians go into another. We'll figure it out. Maybe a state of origin series. We'll see. I've percolating, but anyway, that's besides the point. We're here to talk about Canberra. I got distracted by nipple. I'm sorry.
Yeah. The final 4.
Yes.
We get this when we get the Michelle Fitzgerald puzzle.
Love it.
I love that they even reference that this is the same puzzle that Michelle Fitzgerald did, and she kicked it over.
Both times.
And then Anthea finishes, and you could tell that off camera they're like, "Can you please kick it?"
Yeah. Kick the puzzle.
The puzzle. That's what you have to do here. And you can tell at that point she's just spent because she's like, "Fine, I'll do it."
Yeah. Whereas again, like you and I, if we win that and we know it's a Michelle Fitzgerald puzzle, we're like,
I'm kicking that as soon as they say Jules with immunity, bang!
Yeah,
it's down.
100%. I love that this is this here. I think that makes it anybody's game. Mm-hmm. Like I think it makes it quite fair because it's not an easy puzzle to be done.
Very hard. I've tried to do something similar, and it's just you think you've got it, and then one's just slightly off. And you rearrange, and it's.
Because I was about to say, you're a puzzle person. Tell me what this looks like for you.
Yeah, and it's one that like they kept saying to people that were really far behind, you can still catch up because there's a bit of luck in it. Like a jigsaw.
She was excited. She's here.
Hey. We will be talking to Anthea at some stage later. We just didn't want to do too many interviews in one. But yeah, I think that one, it's just like there is a bit of luck because you could just get it right quite easily. Like I said, Jigsaw, it builds on it and builds on it. There's a sort of a linear progression. This one, you could get it right away, or you could be 2 pieces switched off and you wouldn't even maybe realize. Like these are the hard puzzles.
100%. And I was Anthea getting the win here was my most exciting outcome.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Right? I mean, we've backed her the whole way along. We've been loving her game. We've seen how much she's improved along the way. And again, we'll get into it with Anthea when we get the chance to interview her. But her winning here was just like, yes.
Yeah.
Because obviously, when we're first seeing it, we're not knowing what happens in a tie break. And I'm like, girl's got it in the bag. I was just like, girl wins.
Yeah. I will say that no shade to Natalie or Janine, but I thought if it's those two with Will or Anthea, I think Final Tribal is a bit like,
yes.
With Will and Anthea and FTC together, I was like, oh. Look,
it definitely made Final Tribal more interesting. Yeah, so it definitely that.
FTC.
100%, and we'll get there. But I was like, when this happened, and we don't know the tiebreaker happens, I'm like, it's a foregone conclusion. Of course,
we're gonna have an all-girls final 3.
Nobody, and the fact that they may have said it, but it showed at no point. The fact that nobody was like, let's do an all-girls final 3, it's craziness to me.
How that wasn't even talked about
ever. I was like, I'm waiting for one confessional about how amazing it would be to have an all-girl final 3, how cool that would be, how epic, all the sorts of things. Not one person.
And like the in the whole season, the only real talk of an all-female alliance was some of the boys were scared of it, and they were talking about let's vote this person over this person just to get a woman out. But we didn't see the women come together, and I think surely that's always a conversation, even if it's not a real thing. It's just, hey, look. There's women here. Let's all make something happen.
Maddie spoke about it. Like Maddie attempted a few times to get an all-girls thing going. Even if it was a fake thing, she'd be like, it would, she'd be in a group and be like, but this is all women. Let's do this all women thing. And she'd be like,
yeah, that's right.
Sort of thing.
You're right.
In the beginning, but yeah, it was, it's the Black Widow Brigade effect, right? It scares the pants off everybody,
especially men. They can't handle too many of us getting together.
And I would have frothed at an all-female final 3. I think it would have been fantastic, but I also think it would not have been as interesting to watch because walking into that final tribal, I feel like Anthea wipes the floor with everybody.
Yeah, I agree. And we talked a little bit about how, Natalie's decision was based on Anthea and Janine talking a little bit too long. I wasn't there. I might be making things up, but we see in a Final 4 normally you get people breaking off into pairs. If that's just the last configuration of pairs to talk, it's like, all right, well now what are we doing now? We're just going to shoot the shit. And I believe they were just chatting away. They weren't actually deciding anything game wise, but that was all it took for Natalie to get a little bit of paranoia. And
I'm also going to go interrupt that conversation if I feel like it's going on too long.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to be like, well, hang here. Right, because the last conversation she's had with them that it's Will.
Yeah.
So why does she need to placate Will in this situation? Right? She's heard him out. She's heard the things. Now she's worried about that conversation. She wants to check back in. What are we doing?
If she walks over, you can tell from their reaction if anything's happening. If they see her coming and just, hey, not really reacting, oh, okay, everything's fine. If she's walking over and they're quickly like, so it's like, oh, okay, something's happening. And that wouldn't have been what it was. It would have been like, cool, we're all on board to do Will. Yep, sweet.
Amazing. Yeah. Even if you get even if it's 10 feet ahead of Will, they're like, oh, let's go back, but you get ahead. You're like as you're walking over, like.
Good. I mean, Anthea straight up told Will, like, yeah, I'm going to vote for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which,
Yeah, this was. We talk. I mean, bravo to Nat for having the confidence that she thought that she could.
I would love to have that kind of confidence.
I mean, and she talks about her game, like all the things she got to do, and it's true, she did get to do all the things, but at no point, and we can get into this with Nat, and I don't feel like at any point Nat was in control of her own game.
No, I mean, we saw an Anthea confessional where she was saying the whole time Natalie was just a number for us.
It was the three of us. Ben went, we pulled her in as the next.
And it was because they swapped with her. That was the only reason. Like, they were happy to get rid of her and the second vote. Like they heavily considered it.
Yeah.
Will even voted for her.
Yeah.
So and you know, we see that happen where sometimes someone's on the bottom and then they become part of the alliance. That wasn't it. It was Natalie, vote for this person. All right. Like,
yeah.
I'm sure she had opinions, but it was those three plus Natalie. And I think everyone saw it that way.
100%.
But it's like we've been saying for a while, she thought having two idols would have a certain weight, but she didn't do anything with them. So, yeah. I mean, everyone's the hero of their own story. And I'm sure Will was fanning those flames and letting her know that she was a big, big threat.
And I mean, like, fantastic that she has the confidence to do that. Like, I mean, good on you. But does she have more of a chance against Anthea than she did against Anthea and Will? Like, what does that look like in a final three? I think Anthea sweeps it.
But her only hope was that maybe they split votes and then she picks up the strays and wins that way. But that's definitely not what she thought was happening. And yeah, I think. Is it also a case of this isn't what the case for her was, but there's a possibility of, well, I don't think I'm winning, so do I want to help my friend, my number one, the whole time get to the end and get his chance at winning? Again, that's not what happened, but is there an element of that? She want to be the kingmaker.
I mean, because she was, right? Essentially, that's what she does. She becomes the kingmaker in this situation.
Yeah, she decided that Will was going to win over Anthea. Although I did think that a lot more jurors would be open-minded.
Yeah, really interesting to hear Janine then.
But there was a whiteboard with that. It's like, what's even the point of FTC if they've all decided? Derek's saying the jury was pretty torn when I went in, depending on what Nat was doing with that idol. She had the jury backing her. Oh, okay.
Right. So if Nat had done something different rather than save herself back-to-back tribals, she might have.
What would she have done with it? Because the person that both tribals where she played it, she voted for the person that went out, and we've agreed that both times was the right call. It was the right call to have Derek go and the right call to have Bree go. So I don't know, what could she have done with it?
But she had them for tribals prior to the two she had them, right? So there were more players in the game. So those two vote, like when she played them, she plays them correctly, like, you know, and the votes are correct. But there was a chance to do something prior to 7, right? 8 and 9. Who goes at 8 and 9? Walk me through that. I'm fucking.
So it was Derek at 6, Aston at 7. Who went at 8? Yeah, I'm blanking now.
So, but I mean, like all those sorts of things. Like, do we, play it on somebody there? Do
Mars
we like? But who?
Mars went at 8.
Mars, right? So I mean, Aston and Mars are there, like to do. But again, it's the players that she's there with. She doesn't have the relationships with those players, so there's the potential, but she had to. She would have needed to. Mars and Maddie. So I mean. Yeah,
Maddie's probably the only person that she could have saved and been able to do something with, but Maddie was proving to be quite chaotic. So I don't really, and also you don't want to play the idols too early and then not have them anymore when that her threat level rises up. Then later she gets voted out, she doesn't have an idol anymore because she's used it on someone else. So I understand saving them, but then she puts herself in a situation where she's going to save the biggest threats left in the game? Like, no.
Yeah. And she ends up doing that anyway, right? She ends up getting to 4 and doing that anyway. She becomes a kingmaker. I like this challenge. I think this, I would love to do this challenge. Yeah, the firemaking challenge.
Yeah, it's like China.
Yeah. I liked the what and how was dictated to them. Like it wasn't a foregone conclusion. I really enjoyed it. If I didn't know, if I hadn't been spoiled on the outcome, thank you, Tamar, for putting that on her Instagram story less than 24 hours after the episode. Second year in a row that the winner of Canberra Survivor has been spoiled to me from Mar. So thank you, Mar, for doing that for me 2 years in a row. I'm just going to mute you now for all Canberra seasons as they come. I should learn my lesson. If I hadn't known that this was the outcome, I actually thought Janine might have clutched him because, I was Will looked shaky.
He did.
for a lot of this. Like, he's picking things up. He looked at, like, you know, there's a few times where I was like, what?
I mean, how many times have we seen him fall over and hurt himself? Now suddenly he's got some sort of balance and steady hands.
Yeah.
So Derek says the jury wasn't decided going into final. There were just more people that had worked closer with Will that were backing him up. Ah, okay. That's good to hear.
And that's a credit to Will's social game.
Yes.
Will had done the work.
Yeah.
Will was part of the Melbourne Boys, you know, and then used Mars to leverage himself into the big fall, like we were just talking about with Janine.
Yeah.
Will and Derek, and we've talked about this before, Will and Derek did more work outside of their core three with Anthea than Anthea did.
Yes.
Anthea did much more this season than she did in her previous season.
Absolutely.
She worked a lot harder. So, like, credit to her for that. But she was still quite insulated within her core alliance, whereas the boys did the work to ingratiate themselves across tribal lines.
They pulled the extra numbers in to make some of those moves happen.
They did. They did.
The Jordan vote was probably very key, and I think that's more of a testament to Will and Derek than it is to Anthea.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed this final tribal council. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Derek probably is the person that knew that those two specifically had done more because he was obviously working
100%.
very closely with them.
Yeah. I really enjoyed this final tribal council. Again, like, much more interesting being Will and Anthea with the games that they've had, the fact that they've played together for so long, that their games are very intertwined. So listening to them differentiate themselves. Walk me through your favorite questions, your favorite answers. You dig into this shit at Final Tribal Council, so give me your thoughts.
I think like their points to each other of like, you know, they didn't dig into each other, which I liked. But Anthea was sort of saying how she was the first one to really try and orchestrate the Derek vote, which didn't work. So I don't know why she was talking so much about that. But she was also trying to say that Will wasn't included in the Mars vote. So it's like, is it better to be left out of a vote or to try and make a move and have it not work? So, yeah, that was sort of that back and forth. I do have a few notes about what things were said. I think Brie asked the most important question of like, you guys have all worked so closely together. Like, what's the difference here? I think that's the one that needed to be asked because
she's nodding backstage. She's like, yes, of course I did. I asked my question.
You're not working with those three. Like, where does Anthea's game stop and Will starts?
Yeah.
So I think that's a really good question to ask.
And I loved her face. She didn't like the answer. You knew that fucking straight away. She's like you and I can read it from a mile away.
Yeah. Look.
But that is important when you have two players who have been together for so long who get to the end together.
And Natalie as well, all three of them.
Yeah. But I mean, when you look at the three, right, Nat was with them. But like we've said, Nat was on the outskirts of that core. Mm-hmm. So like Nat was just pulled in and Nat voted differently with them a lot of the time.
Yes.
Right? And it was Anthea and Will making those decisions together, figuring that out. So you need to, at this point in time, I mean, I can't speak for all the jury, but at this point in time, going into that final tribal council, the jury are looking at Will and Anthea to win. Yes. Yep. Right? And Nat needs to like pull something out of her ass to get their attention.
And there was nothing up there to pull out.
Right? That would be, in my situation, that's what that looks like going into. That would be me on the jury. I'm looking at those final three and I'm like, well, I'm looking at Anthea, I'm looking at Will, and Nat really needs to like sell herself to turn my attention from these two.
Yeah. Yeah, and she just didn't do it. She talked a lot about being a mum and, you know, how she's spending all of her time with toddlers and, you know, watching it with Z, and she's turned to me and gone, I think she might be a mother, because she mentioned it just multiple times. So
yeah.
It's a funny moment. But if we go through the other jurors, there's a lot of people who are trying to get a last-minute Orca nomination because a lot of people are asking their question back about themselves. Derek says Nat has the most correct voting record, so that's a good point.
But she didn't say that.
She didn't say that. Or if she did, we didn't see it. You know, Jordan brings it back to his own vote out. Mushy asked about her connection. Janine, of course, asked Natalie, why did you vote for me? Like, that, you know. Yeah, they're all just like, yeah, what about me? Talk about me.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. That's like that. It's very Orca-esque. We love it, but we also know that when you are a final tribalist, you have to talk to people about themselves. Yes. You have to relay how your game related to them, how they impacted you, because everyone on the jury, regardless of whether they feel bitter or not, are bitter that they are not you.
Yeah,
that's what everybody wanted to be, in that position, to pitch for their lives, to pitch for the win. If somebody's asking you a question, you need to be like, your game was fabulous, and you were this, and you were this, and you impacted me this way, and X, Y, Z about you and me in this game, and let's,
Yeah, you'd think Final Tribal is about the Final Tribalist. Absolutely not.
No, you lay out your game in the first pitch, and then you listen to the questions, and then you individualize your answer. You don't even have to answer their question. I'm just going to talk about you and how amazing you were and how you impacted my game. That's essentially like, you need to answer, like, half the time you don't have to answer the question. Let me ramble around it, and let me come and pinpoint about you and why you were such an impact on me.
Yeah. Any other questions that you were quite memorable of, or anything that you want to mention?
No, I think we got a very well deserving winner. I think I'm not disappointed in any way by the way this ended. I would have loved to see Anthea get a few more votes. When the first few votes were read out, I thought it was going to be a lot closer than it was. I was like, is it going to be one more vote than the other? I'm really excited to speak to them, to get into the games and deep dive further and really differentiate between them. But as I said, it's probably one of my favorite episodes of the season. I thought there was a lot to it, a lot of moving parts. And I'm just, really, really happy that they got the winner that was deserved.
Yes, I agree. Should we bring in the woman who's waiting so patiently backstage?
Oh, a big. Well, I mean, do we want to bring her in, or do we want to talk about Bommy noms for the episode first?
Do we do the interview first, and then we do Bommy noms?
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's do the blow.
Order of operations. Got to get that right.
All right. We know her, we love her. She's got 2 Bommy noms already, so she is up there to be picked as Orca of the season, joining the ranks potentially as voted by the Congress. It's our beloved Bree. Hello, darling.
Just thought I had to remind you a lot in case you forgot.
Bommy nominee. I love you so much. Oh my god, that's fantastic.
Let's put her down for another vote for that. Yep, okay.
Thank you for joining us. How did you go in netball? Did you win?
We won, and to be honest, we played that well. I probably didn't need to play, but that's okay.
No, they played well because of you.
Yes, we'll go along with that. Absolutely.
Yeah. And what position did you play?
It's funny, it was just one of those games where from the very start, we were clearly just better than them. That's the only way I can put this. So normally I play goals. I went goals for 1 quarter, and somehow it was my worst quarter. So I was happy at wing defense of all things tonight. So I'm like, whatever, we're just rolling with it.
Goal shooter or goal defense?
Yeah. Sorry?
Shooting or defending?
I did both.
An all-rounder. We love it.
Touché.
I'll see myself out. You two can talk about netball.
I'm just curious because then I think about the netball game again, and I'm like, well, if she's a shooter, I'd be playing against her, and that would be fun.
Yeah. Now, you might not have been tuning in yet. Dani's putting together a LRG netball game.
Yeah.
Charity match, something. I don't know.
Put together a game, put together a team, whatever works. I'm down for
it. Amazing. I love it. Thank you so much for joining us. I've been so excited to interview you all season. We've loved your content. We've loved your confessions.
We're having you in the comments every week.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us every week. That obviously gives us, we love the people who love us, so we love you just as much back. we love your liberal use of the word fuck. We enjoy that very much.
Yep.
as liberal lovers of the word fuck, I enjoyed that every point of the way. So thank you.
No worries. It was funny because most of the crew know this, but you guys probably don't know. I sort of made it a bit of a meme and did a swear jar for the season.
You would have been enough to pay for Will's prize money.
Yeah, look, before the season started, I asked Dan, I'm like, okay, how much per swear word should I be putting in here? Like, initially I was like, oh, give me a ballpark. He didn't give me that. So I was like, okay, $5, $2, $1. And he just goes $1. I'm like, oh, no, here we go. What are we in for? $30 later. We haven't done too badly this season.
Okay.
That's not too bad.
That's not too bad at all. For over a whole weekend.
Like, that's not too bad.
You in every episode. Like, come on.
I did every episode but the finale. I was well behaved in the finale.
But you were in every single episode, so
Yeah, exactly.
I'm surprised you didn't in the finale. Like, you were getting voted out.
I think it was very obvious that I was, unfortunately, in the end. So I think I'd well and truly come to terms with it at that point, and I was having my fun, so nothing was going to ruin that at that point.
As a fellow obvious vote out, I understand it. You're just like, well, I mean, what's going to happen here?
Who did we lose?
I was going to say, what? Muting me?
No, because it's reverb in the background. When you talk and we talk, I was just muting you while I talk, so I didn't hear the reverb on myself.
Sorry.
No,
I completely did not even catch the question there. I was too busy being like, why have I been muted?
Bitch is muting me. What the fuck?
You might have to try that one again.
I just said, as a fellow obvious boot, I understood it.
Yeah, that's one thing. Like, obviously, I was at the last Canberra drinks, and you guys have obviously played your Melbourne season since, and I was so badly wanting to reach out and message you and be like, damn, I really know how hard it is to play from the bottom, but then I was like, shit, I haven't even been announced for season 4, let alone you guys watching season 4 unfold. So I'm like, I've been waiting, but yeah, like, it's funny because like I knew who Mars was, and I knew how he and Ash played. That's all I'd really been told, but I didn't know anything else. So to watch you two, it was really like a battle, but then you were just that little bit short on allies the whole time. So I felt really bad, but also that's how I felt in the back half of the game. So yeah, I know that feeling a bit too well.
Yeah, that's a chance. I mean, yeah, you get to have a little more fun there though. Like it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, because and again, you wouldn't have watched Sydney 1. Not many people have. I play that, but
I don't associate with that host. We'd rather.
No, that's totally fine, and I understand it, and that is a very valid feeling. After this season, I will not do that. Neither did it either. But I played with power in that until I got taken out with Christy Bennett as a vote that was not on me because we had a tied Destiny's twist, and then I got to play Melbourne and played from the bottom, so it's like I got to have a lot more fun from the bottom. It was just like
rolling everyone at tribal. It's fun,
and it was also fun watching Mars do that too. You know, we saw him play with power.
It would have been like karma right there.
Oh, we absolutely were.
We absolutely did. We were like, see,
watching him get screwed was just wow.
So talk me through, you've been in the LRG community for quite some time. You've been potential casting for some LRGs and timings hasn't worked out. How did you fall into this? Where did you come to the LRG community?
Oh God, where did I start? So long story short, I may as well go right back to the very start in my childhood. Let's just go that far back. Why the fuck not?
Let's have a therapy session.
But yeah, it may as well be a therapy session after all these years. So a work friend of my mum's used to run a sweep at her work in terms of the US Survivor season. So everyone would put their dollar in and get a player that they had to cheer for. So that's how my mum got into it. And then, of course, we as kids start watching it. And then after a while, so my mum and I would watch it together. And after a while, she sort of fell off the bandwagon because she changed jobs and therefore lost interest. And I got to a point, I just finished high school and I was like, I really just need someone to talk about this damn show with. Like, I don't know anyone else that watches it. And I think, oh, don't tell me that's my battery in my car going flat. That's not good. Nope, we're good. Don't mind me. We got it all this evening. We got it all. And oh my God, so annoying. The moment I turn my car on, the radio goes and it doesn't shut off until I open my car door. Okay, back where was I? And in the comments of one of the US Survivor episodes, someone been like, oh, join this Survivor fan jury. And I'm like, okay, this is a chance to sort of chat with other like-minded fans. And then from there, I discovered the US side of orgs. So I was playing orgs at God knows what hour, and I was doing that for a few years. And then finally one of the girls on there managed to bring me across to the Australian side of orgs. And then I played in an org that was hosted by Ash Jade and Tara and a few others. And then I found Melbourne Survivor after that. And like, it's just been a ball rolling for ages. And I would have I only did one trial for Melbourne, and that would have been like October 2019. So like, I've been around for a while. Just my time. But unfortunately, a bit too often, I was just placed as an alternate because I just knew everyone, which, you know, social butterfly, how could I not?
Then, you an alternate for us?
No, I didn't actually apply for that one. So I put myself as a permanent alternate for 3. And then when it came to 4, I don't remember applying for it. But I remember just catching up with a few people the night before, and they've all just come up to me going, oh my God, we're a player short. We need a female. It's either you or Ash Jade. We need you to play because you've never played one before. I'm like, sorry, I've got work on Sunday. I can't.
Okay, that's because I was like, you were going to be on the cast somehow.
Yeah, it was one of those things that they were asking me to. I'm just like, you've just randomly asked me at the last minute. And I was like, I can't do it the night before. Sorry.
That would have been so good.
Yeah. Oh. It would have been a very interesting game. Let's put it that way. But yeah, so I've known Dan. What year are we in now? 26. So I've known him nearly 6 years now. Like I've known people since they've been going up for Canberra 1. So I've known of Canberra Survivor since the beginning. But then I think, what season did he ask me to play for? I can't remember. I think maybe he wanted me to play 3, but I didn't apply because the timing didn't work. And then 4, he slides into the DMs again. He's like, you want to apply for this? And then he was almost shocked that I applied. And then they did this advertisement. I don't know if it was a newsletter or whatever it was. And they got that many applications that in the end he had to awkwardly turn around to me and be like, we didn't cast you, but you're an alternate.
You were an alternate. I didn't know this.
I wasn't even meant to play this season. And then 4 or 5 weeks out, they've gone, actually, no, someone's dropped out. We need you. And I'm like, well, I was going to come up to crew anyway because it'd be nice to meet a few people that I hadn't and nice to catch up with others that I hadn't seen in a while. So, yeah, it all just fell into place. Really sorry for the long-winded story, but
no, I loved it. I love hearing people's history and how they came into the community. Like, I love that. Yeah. And so you arrive at this season and you get returnees. How do we feel about that when you hit the mat and watch the returnees coming in?
To be honest, I was more petrified that someone like Banfield was going to return, to be honest with you, because I've known Banfield for longer than like before Canberra, and he and I do not get along. So I was sitting there like, how the fuck am I supposed to mend this relationship on live television? This is not going to be good whatsoever. Sure. So I was so relieved at that. But then I forgot that Rose had played. And like this whole time I was thinking I might get a fresh cast and that I wouldn't really know anyone. So I recognized Rose and I'm thinking, oh no, because she played that same Newport trial that I did. And I'm thinking, fuck. So otherwise, to be honest, I hadn't really watched a lot of Canberra. So I just treated everyone on their merits, which was probably the right way to go about it. But then somehow Maddie recognized me and I'm just like, oh no, this is just not good.
Yeah, like she plays lots of orgs. What a threat she is.
I was just, because I was trying to like purposely not even mention Survivor at all. I was like, let's see what I can get away with here. And then she's like, I recognize you. And I'm like, I don't know who the hell you are. Can you just back off, please? Like, oh my God. But it's funny, like it took until afterwards when like after the game on the Sunday night, who was I Airbnb-ing with? I think it was Kyle X, Matt Chin, and Nick Rance, and they had to sit me down and be like, this is who Maddie is. And I'm like, oh yeah, I know who Maddie is. But it didn't click at all. Like I managed to click who Mars was without ever seeing his face. Just by name, I made the connection straight away. But Maddie, I had no idea.
So you would have been one of the only people who knew that Mars had played before.
I think I was the only one on the cast.
How did you keep that quiet?
It's easy to keep quiet when you're the only one that knows.
I suppose you were aligned with him, so there was no real reason to bring it up. So as a potential way to get people to vote him out.
So this is what my perception was. I was like, look, I know how he plays. We probably think quite alike. Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay, let's give him a chance here. If he's not wanting to work with me, well, I've got weaponry to take you out whenever I want. But he seemed pretty open to working with me. And I'm like, okay, in that case, I'm going to keep your secret quiet. And if I ever feel a need to use it, I'll use it. But at the same time, I knew that if I revealed to anyone that I knew him and how he'd played, and that got back to him, that would make me an instant target. So I couldn't say anything either. It was like this double-edged sword. So I was like, I'm just going to stay quiet. And it's just going to be hilarious when I tell him afterwards that I know exactly who he is. And he's not going to know who I am. But
how did he take that when you finally told him?
I think he was shocked. But then he was also like, yeah, I would have absolutely taken you out.
Yeah, he would have not hung for that threat at all.
Absolutely not.
So we saw at the start, like you aligned with him, you aligned with Aston and Jordan. I think Janine called that the big four. Was that in your mind that was the core group, or who else were you close with?
So going in, I was like, I'm just open with whoever I want to work with. Let's see who I connect with. I connected with Jordan very early. We had quite a few nice moments throughout the season, which weren't shown. And then Aston, I was like, big personality. I guess we're creating the big personality, big threat alliance. That's what we're doing. Yeah, and like, I was quite open to working with Hayley and Dali and Jordan and that group when that was proposed to me. But unfortunately, when it was proposed to me, the name had already jumped back onto Hayley by that point. So my name had already been thrown out by Maddie, so I was focused on getting the name off me to start off with. So then I was trying to play happy allies by that point and go, because supposedly Hayley was the one going after Mars, which turns out it was Deli. But anyway, that's what we were all told in the end. It landed on Hayley, and I'm just thinking, oh, this would have been nice. But at least I had a good working relationship with Deli anyway, because we did the puzzle at the start together. So I was like, okay, that's an option as well. And then we got swapped away, and I was like, oh, okay, there's that one. But yeah.
I mean, I love that as a four. I love your confessionals where you're like, oh, I'm gonna shield behind the big boys. Like, let them take the heat. Let me just swim in on that. Like, that's a strategy I love. I love that.
It's so funny because I felt like there was so many moments throughout the season where I was the glue in that four as well. Like,
100%.
Oh, you absolutely were. We saw that.
Like between George, like I don't know who George was really close to besides myself. And then Aston actually came to me pre-swap at one point saying that he didn't trust Mars. And I'm just going, look, knowing what I know, I can't say to him that I don't trust him for shit either. But at that point, I'm like, look, I don't trust him either. But look, he's in our alliance. He's given us no reason not to trust him at this point. And if he is going to cause chaos, hopefully because we're aligned with him, that's going to work out at least in our favor. That's sort of how I tried to pick. But it felt like for so much of the game, especially once merge hit, I was trying to keep everyone from going at each other. It was ridiculous.
Yeah. because they'd been waiting so long to like swing, and it was just like, just hold a little longer.
Just wait.
And that was a really interesting like juxtaposition between blue and red, right? Even when there was like infighting in alliances, blue could always figure it out. Red could never seem to like get on the same page.
I'm so sorry. This car.
She's like, I know, fuck off.
Oh, this car is just trying to tell me at this point. It's just like, come on, go home. And it's like, yeah, I would, but I'd go park in my underground car park and I wouldn't get any reception. So we're just gonna have to do with in front of the netball courts at this point. But
yeah, you're totally fine. So it's like what was it about red that you could just, even though you all technically really wanted the same things, you just could never trust each other enough to make the moves together?
Okay, so I'm trying to break down the exact dynamics. A big issue was that Maddie and I, intentional or not, at different points were always after each other, and there was just zero trust there. So Maddie came after me, and I was like, okay, we're gonna I think we were like, if there was going to be another vote before swap, Maddie would have been the vote. And the swap happened. I was like, okay, I've got to make things up with her. You know, we're all good. We're going to stay red strong. When it's just Mushy left and they're pitching the idea of a girls' alliance, Maddie and I have this conversation where we're like, yeah, we're going to work together. We're going to cause chaos together. This is going to be so good. And then, of course, Mushy gets immunity and we don't get any time to strategize. I'm thinking, shit, the only told anyone else is freaking Maddie. So I'm stuck voting Maddie after I've just finished saying that I want to mend things and start working with her again. And it was just that, like, I swear to God, we pinky promised each other that we weren't going to vote each other and we were going to work together a good 3 times. Like, it was just ridiculous.
That was very funny, just watching the two of you just like completely like just go at each other and be like, yeah, we're friends. Go at each other. No, we're friends.
It was like shaking hands with a knife behind your back.
Or like your fingers crossed.
I genuinely meant it. I genuinely wanted things to work out, but Maddie was just like, I'm just saying this for show now. Like, I never trusted her from the outset. I don't want anything to do with her. I'm jealous of her and her alliance with the boys. Like, oh, it was just...
I think this was also like the situation you were in, you know? I think you had Will give immunity to Mushy, and then it's like, oh, what do we do now? Like, I think that didn't help.
I was genuinely more shocked at the fact that vote went to a 3-3 split. Like, actually, not even shocked. I was just impressed. Like, with zero discussion, how did that happen? I still don't know to this day, but that's okay. Like, the telepathy was apparently there between the 3 of us. So,
I think at that point, it was like, I think Janine and Maddie fell on the outs of the core, and that was their chance. Right? It was not, even if it was discussed, they both kind of went, oh, this is my chance to actually get something I want, because I haven't had to have anything I wanted.
Oh, no. Like, I completely do not blame them at all. I just meant that we managed to get
100%.
And I with zero chat about who we were voting besides Mushy on the same page. Like, it was just crazy.
It's impressive.
Yeah. And did you ever consider going to Rocks for Aston, or it was always going to be, nah, we're going to vote him?
Unfortunately, when the Rock situation was between Janine, my number 1, and myself, I didn't like those odds. So unfortunately, I voted for Maddie twice because I already knew that relationship was probably going to be done. So I didn't want to wreck another one by voting for Aston. So I at least had that loyalty in the off chance that he did return, and then he went on to do so. So, yeah.
I would have made the same call.
Yeah.
In that situation,
I'm not going to a 1 in 3 rock draw at the pre-merge.
And no one is number 1.
Like, I had no problems at Final 8, but no one wanted to go to Rocks at Final 8. But
yeah, no.
Everyone's too risk averse at Final 8. So no one's wanting to make the risky move at that point in time.
I think by that point, I wasn't too bad at 8. I was slowly getting there, but by 7, I was just zero care factor. By that point, I was like, balls to the walls, whatever's going to stick.
Yeah. Amazing. And that's what the fun is at, when you kind of go, let's see whatever the fuck I can do here. Like,
yeah, look, I'll be honest, that was my best content, was when I didn't give a shit. So
yeah. But also, like, props to you, right? You get 2 more votes past then. Because, like, people, like, and that's, I mean, and smart players do it at this point in time. You look across the aisle, you see, who can I use over here that I'm going to be able to get out at any point, right? Because I've got the people There's always going to be people with me who can get this person. How can I use that person who's so desperate to stay to help me get outcomes that I want?
You just got to make sure you're always open to absolutely anything. You never know what's going to float your way.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Highlight. What's your highlight?
It's got to be that whole section post the knot challenge at final 7, from running up that hill and grabbing that, no, not even grabbing the table, and then bossing everyone around.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was so good.
Eventually going on to grab it and then completing the puzzle and then having to like say that I'm safe but not make it too obvious that I'm actually safe, because it could be a move in itself, and thinking I was about to pull something off and then still managed to blow it up.
Fuck it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, we gave you a bit of shit about it, but let's talk through that vote where you threw a vote
right.
instead of voting for Derek there. Talk us through it.
What happened?
So, look, I'll be honest. I think I was on a massive high from knowing that I was safe, and I'm like, I'm king of the world. I can do absolutely nothing wrong here right now. Screw it.
Wrong.
See who they're voting for. Anyone could have lied to me at that point. So it's a wonder it's one of my own. But anyway, anyone could have lied to me. And I was told it was a 3-3 split between Derek and Anthony. Derek and Aston. And I'm like, well, at this point, Nat's got an idol. She could very easily play that. So how do I make sure that if Anthea is actually down for this move, we make it obvious that it's Anthea and actually properly break open this alliance? Because if you allow Anthea to just make this move, it's so easy for her at 6 to just magically flip back to blue and flip-flop as she pleases. And I was like, no, there needs to be on a target on her back as a result of this. This needs to, if we're going to pull this off, actually blow up this alliance for good and actually give everyone a chance to, or at least give me a chance, like, stuff everyone else. Give me a chance at trying to get any closer to the end here. So it sort of worked. It sort of didn't. Unfortunately, Janine seemed to have the same intention as me, but then proceeded to still tell me that she was voting for Derek. Don't know why she did that. She could have just told me she was voting elsewhere and we still would have got the ideal outcome, but it's all right. I think to some extent the alliance still blew up. I think I probably made more of a mistake at 6 than what I did 7 in the end, but that's okay.
You can't just drop that bomb and move on. Elaborate.
Elaborate on why you think it was worse.
I just think I picked the wrong person to go, to be honest with you. Like, I think by getting rid of Derek or Anthea at that point, it's like I've solved the issue of the crack in the Blue Alliance. So I probably needed to leave that crack very blaringly, obviously there. And because my problem is at this point, Will at final 8 was left out of the Mars vote. Will was not involved in what could have been a massive move against Derek at 7. So I just thought he had no agency at this point in the game. So I was like, he's not a threat to me right now. Whereas I didn't know what he had done pre-merge, but within saying that, to some extent, I had forgotten my perception of him from day one. And I feel like Derek and I have talked at length about this post-game, but Derek always was very wary of Will's threat level. And I'm just like, the two people that I had next to no relationship with were freaking Nat and Derek. And if I had even just one conversation and built that trust with them, then we would have had that discussion at final 6. And I would have just been like, oh my God, I'm a flaming imbecile. I need to get Will out. And like, we could have spun the votes over there. One that would have stopped him from winning final 5, would have stopped him from finding that idol. Like, and it would have made it a completely different game. I don't know, maybe because I just think even if Anthea goes at 6, I feel like I'm still screwed at 5. I don't know. That's just because I think that was closer. to Derek than Anthea at that point, I feel like. So it almost would have been worse if Anthea had gone. But then Derek going still didn't help. Like, there was only so many computations that I could have actually gotten away with, I feel like, at that point.
Yeah.
What would it look like? I mean, Nat plays the idol, so it doesn't count. I was about to say, what would it look like if Nat goes there, but she plays her idol, so it doesn't.
Yeah.
No, I think you're right. I think if Will goes, Derek and Anthea are probably still at each other at final 5, and then you can just like.
Sorry, fam.
Derek, what could have been? Yeah, look, have you really played an LRG if you don't ask a million what ifs?
Oh, absolutely. And that's how we've gone down this rabbit hole. It's gone after hours just like this, sitting in a car after trivia night, blabbing about, what if we did this? What if we did this? Let's listen to this voice note. What were we thinking at that point? What was you thinking at that point? Like, it goes on and on and on. And, like, you have a completely different conversation with every single person that you catch up with. And, like, I feel like I've had different computations of people in this car, and it's been a completely different conversation about what would have happened at that tribal council or that one. Like, it's just, you can go on
it revamps again when you watch it back. Like, you exhaust it before watching it. You get through all the things because you only know so much from everybody, and then you watch it back and you get all perspectives, and then just reinvigorates those conversations.
I think the biggest thing for me, though, watching it back is I do feel vindicated at my level of paranoia. Like, at Final 8, Aston talking to Mars being like, oh, Bree's a bit paranoid. And it's like, hang on a second. I got a vote at that double tribal. And then I was a legitimate option in terms of who people wanted out at every single tribal since. So I'm sitting there like, okay, I think I did the right thing here, you know? Like, I made the right connections because Anthony was the one that managed to swing the vote off me to Mars. And then after that, well, I knew I was on borrowed time. So I'm just going to jump at anything that's going to allow me to be safe. Like,
yeah. And then watching Will find an idol at Final 5. How does that feel?
Guess who went to that tree first?
No, look, what we were saying at the start.
It kills me. It kills me, Jules.
You're just focused on the unity.
The moment I found out which tree it was, I knew I was the first one there. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. This is ridiculous. And, like, watching it back on, Friday night when the episode came out, I'm like, you can't even see it on the camera, so I don't even have that vindication. But then when Will grabs it, I'm like, oh, my God. I was so focused on winning that challenge because I knew I needed immunity. I wasn't looking anywhere else. I was just glad I saw that there was a second photo on that tree. That was enough for me. I didn't think to even look even further than that.
Well, that's it. Yeah, you missed it. We spoke about it at the start of the episode. We're like, at Final 5, one, you don't think there's an idol at Final 5. Like, the fact that there's an idol at Final 5 challenge is fucking crazy. And then you're so focused. I should have known
better, though, because an idol was played at 6, that it probably would have been thrown back in.
I don't think that at Final 5. I don't think there's another, like, especially when there's still one more idol in the game. I don't think that at all. But, like, especially for you, last red standing, it's obviously going to be this vote.
Janine was a red there.
Oh.
But also, you're a competitive bitch. You're focusing on one thing at that moment.
You know it's you at this vote.
Yeah.
What I meant to say. You know it's you. You know there's very little other option other than you. You're focused on winning.
Yeah.
Right? We would be the same way. You're not like, I'm just trying to win the challenge. I'm not looking at all the extra stuff that you may have been doing at a challenge like the merge challenge, or the first couple of challenges where you've got the time, you've got the luxury. This one, there's no fucking luxury. You're like gung-ho.
Especially when you're constantly running everywhere too. It's not like it's a balance challenge that you can look at something else for a while. Like, I don't know, just in a way, I almost once again felt vindicated at the time because it literally took someone having immunity and 2 idols being played to take me out. There was only 2 options at that point.
Yeah. Yep. That's impressive.
What can you do?
Not much in that situation. There's not much you can do in that situation. we loved your game. We loved it balls to the wall. We loved the F-bombs. We loved the orcaness of it.
The orcaness was just...
The orcaness was top tier. We love a female orca too. The men have dominated the field for too long, so it's nice to see us coming out swinging hard. Thank you so much for joining us, especially post netball game. If you're up for it, hang around. We'll chat post pod.
Absolutely.
But thank you so much for joining us. We're going to get into the Bommy nom of this episode. We're going to talk all things finale, finish up. You may get a nomination. You know, you're in this episode. There's a potential. But thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me, and you've all done a great job all season. So thanks for all your effort.
Thank you. We love it. We love it, and we love that you're here with us and that you've been such a loyal follower and listener. Thank you. Boy. Love her. She's one of us.
Oh, she is.
One of us.
Whether she likes it or not.
Yeah. All right, we have the Bommy nom. I'm not playing that stupid video because I don't like it.
Why? It's hilarious.
Oh God, fine. Hold on.
I love it.
Where is it?
Bommy nom, who gets the Bommy nom?
I think I noticed something different in it every time because I'm laughing so hard.
It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life. And I've seen some ridiculous things. CK has voted from behind the podcast because he won't be joining us tonight. Unfortunately, he has actually sent Queen Bree a Bommy nom for the episode. I mean, there's not a ton of Orca-esque behavior.
It was Orca light.
It was Orca light.
The final three wasn't super Orca.
Mm-hmm.
There was some Orcaness from the jury. Is there someone on the jury that doesn't have a nomination yet that we need to put on the ballot that was quite Orca-ish? Because we had Jordan, Mushy, and Janine all make their jury questions about themselves.
Janine and Mushy already have Bommy noms.
Okay. And Janine's is less Orcaness and more just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So if we want to throw Jordan in there, I don't think he's going to win the Bommy, but you know.
Yeah.
I personally, I think Bree probably deserves to be a triple nom.
Yeah, my only other thought here is, I mean, she's been no Orca all season, but Nat just for this ridiculousness of forcing fire.
The delusions of grandeur, that's the propensity for narcissism.
Yeah, propensity for narcissism. It's a bullying strategy because she forces the situation by switching her vote. None of her behavior is Orca, but what she's doing is
unintentionally Orca. You might be right. I'm happy to throw it that way.
Yeah, I'm gonna give Nat. We're gonna give Nat the Bommy of this episode. She's Bommy light all season, and her final decisions have earned her a Bommy nomination. Congratulations, Natalie. I think that's it for us for this episode. Is there anything else from the finale that you want to cover?
We have more interviews to come. We haven't TBD on when. We need to sort that out. But we have 2 confirmed, hoping to get a third of the whole final 3, which will be very exciting. We're very keen to talk to them. Will in particular has been in the comments all season long. Anthea, we didn't know was in the comments, but she was here tonight. So exciting stuff. Yeah.
Especially those 2 would love to break into their game, love to chat to them. So those episodes.
I didn't get to talk to Anthea last time. I wasn't here. So
yes. Those episodes are still to come. We also, as the back end of our season, we have the tea party, which is coming up with a brand new host of Josh O'Brien. So it'll be exciting to see his first foray into the tea party and what he brings to the table. Long-time lurker. We love it. Love a long-time lurker. Thank you for joining us. We'll also have, hopefully, a production episode. We'd love to chat with Dan and Liv. Maybe even Mal. potentially have a chat with production what that looked like for their 4th season, going into their 5th and penultimate season. We know they've only got the 2 left in the tank, so quite keen to find out more about what this looked like for them. And then obviously we will have, if we're not doing a production episode, we will do a crowning of the Orca episode.
Oh,
so CK will reach out to the Congress. Who have we got? Run me through our Bommy noms.
Oh, I don't have it in front of me, but the Canberrans that maybe have watched and might be willing to vote would be Dom. It would be the OG in James Wolfe, and then it'll be Eden. I'm sure Eden will have a votes already decided.
Loz.
And Loz. Eden wasn't on the Orca.
Loz is on the Congress.
Loz is on the Congress. Josh is obviously hosting the tea party. I'm sure he'll be voting. I am not an actual Orca, but you damn right I'll be voting. I have a vote.
You are an honorary Orca. You vote every season. You are allowed to vote. You and the Congress will be voting. But so far we have nominated. We have Anthea. We have Maddie. We have Ben. We have Bree. We have Mushy. We have Mars. We have Janine. And now we have Nat. Is that correct? Am I missing anybody?
Not off the top of my head.
All eligible to win the prestigious prize of Orca of the season, the most important award of the season. The only reason that people play LRGs nowadays is to accept.
Who wants to win the game when you can become
when
an Orca?
You can win Orca of your season, and you get a medal. There is an Orca medal. We will crown you.
Will be presented at the People's Champion Drinks whenever that happens.
And just to lay out the voting progress, it's not people pick one person and they vote and it kind of lumps on one person. Everybody votes privately. We vote in
Brownlow medal tally, 3-2-1.
3-2-1. We vote most, second, and first, and it adds up the amount of points. It is fair. It is deserving. I am very keen to vote for this season. I have an idea of who I would like, but I will think about it some more. Yeah. But thank you so much for everybody who's joined us here tonight, everyone who joins us live. This has been a fabulous season. We are not done for this season. We have a few more episodes, so stay tuned in our socials. We are also, well, not us, but CK and the Mean Orcas are still covering Sydney season 2, as they're affectionately known. It's actually such a fun season. Outside of whatever controversy is happening, season 2 I was a big part of in terms of production. The cast are fabulous. They are bringing their A games. We are down to final 8, final 9, final 8, final 9. We have there was a double boot tonight with a big twist. It's a double boot episode. So lots of fun. Get into that. The Mean Orcas and CK will be back on Monday to continue their coverage of Sydney Survivor Season 2. We also have coming up in Melbourne on the 1st of August is our Orca drinks for
Melbourne.
Orca Cross Melbourne Uncharted Waters. It is the Mean Orcas scored some points with Orca Champions. They didn't get the People's Champion, but they picked Orca Champions and they got as far as we needed them to get. And we are doing a live Melbourne Survivor Uncharted Waters reunion on the 1st of August. Check out our Facebook. All the event details are there. This is open to everybody across the community. So we want to see Canberrians, Melbournians. If you're in Melbourne, you want to make the trek, please come and join us. Regardless of what season you're from, we would love to see you. We will crown myself. We will crown CK. We will get our medals as deserved. We'll probably make Jules do it. We can't crown ourselves, so Jules will crown CK and myself as Orcas. As official Orcas into the Congress, and we are spending CK's money. So be there and make him fork out as much money as he's willing to. Again, thank you everyone who is here live with us. We will continue our coverage across Canberra and Sydney over the next few weeks. We have some plans for some other things coming up, so stay tuned on what those look like. Everyone live in the comments, we love you guys so much. We love those people who are here every week. We love those people who tune in after the fact just a little bit less, but we love everybody regardless. Thank you for everyone who listens to us talk about ourselves, even though we're not, even though we're covering other things. We love that too. Thank you so much. Until Monday, until we are back next week, where are the things we will, where is that music? We will dance. I don't know where the dancing is. We're just going to go because I can't find the music. Goodbye.